Hey, Steph.
Hello.
And we're joined by a special guest today. So, hey, Rob.
So happy to be here, Hannah and Steph. Thank you.
Hi, this is so exciting.
Yes, welcome to this episode of Bariatric Banter Podcast, episode blank. We've stopped counting.
We don't know.
It's almost
Episode
50.
something.
Close enough to 50. That's what we'll call
Cool.
it.
I love on the last couple episodes that you've all done, you've kind of just admitted, like, look, we tried really hard to keep this track.
We can't remember.
And we don't know where it is.
We had like a Google Doc and we tracked everything, and then it just kind of went to shit. And now we just go with it.
We know we're close to 50. We're not 50. We're close. So you tell us. Episode blank, everyone. Welcome.
Yeah, depending
Love
on
it.
where this releases, it could be whatever one you want it to be.
Everyone you listen to. For some of you, it's the
Right?
first. For some of you, it's almost a year.
Welcome.
Welcome back. This is a very exciting episode. As you can tell, we have a special guest with us. So we're going to turn it over to him and let him introduce himself in just a minute. But Steph and I are really excited to bring him on. And then we're going to do what we do best, guys. And we're just going to banter about bariatrics. We will be talking about workouts and strength training and healthy habits in this one. So get ready. But without further ado, let's turn it over. And Rob, why don't you introduce yourself? Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Hannah and Steph, for having me. I clearly invited myself on and was like, would you mind having me here? And no, I like to show my work on this, but I have had bariatric surgery back in June of 2020. I am 5 years post-op. In the last 3 years, I've started coaching bariatric patients. And have opened my own company, Busy Bariatrics, where we help bariatric patients put it all together, like the fitness, the nutrition, lifestyle, cooking, essentially everything that you have covered in your 50 some odd, depending on when this episode releases. Like every pain point that I've heard from listening to the episodes, because I'm a long-time listener, first-time guest, is like, yes, we cover all of this, and you both have such a good vision of what it takes to be successful with bariatric surgery that I just wanted to come and be like, hey, I can help with this stuff. So thank you so much for having me on.
Hey, it's
Thanks
our pleasure.
for coming.
We've been following you for a while. So we're big fans. We fangirl over here as well. We are big fans, and we're always inspired by people that try to help the community and give back. Steph and I, from probably episode 3 onwards, kept talking in the background about like how do we become
How do we get
nutritionists?
more?
How do we become coaches?
How do we help more?
People do more, right? Because there was this notion that we were all struggling to find a dietitian, because I had dietitians that were like, so you should be eating like 2,500 calories. And I was like, hi, again, I'm a bariatric.
Goodbye.
And then I had one who was like, yeah, you can use sugar in this. And I was like, again, bariatric patient, there's like 40 grams of sugar in this chicken dish. The fuck. So we struggled. And I remember saying like, it would just be easier to work with someone who's been there, because if I have to explain to one dietitian what bariatric surgery is in Canada, they lack the knowledge.
It's such a black hole. It's such a black hole. We really struggle with not only resources, but in terms of like documented resources, but people too. And there's so little groups and just support systems for us to turn to. And that's like why we started the podcast, but we're always looking for more people to help share ideas, share information, share support, and just expand the resources that are out there, because it's hard. It's really hard.
It's 100% hard, and I always feel like I want to go to like what Hannah was saying earlier. If you have to explain to your dietitian what bariatric surgery is, just walk the other way. Like
kick 'em
that's
out.
like
Goodbye.
the biggest red flag of, if I had to explain that to you, it's like you have no knowledge of it, and it's comical. Because I don't go on TikTok often, but when I do, every now and then I get I know it's a horrible place to live. Like Instagram is like the warm audience for me. TikTok reminds me of like every insecurity I have, but you'll get angry. Yeah, you will. You'll get angry dietitians who just flip out. And I'm just like, do you have any experience in bariatrics? They're like, well, no. I'm like, thank you for your time.
Then shut up.
Goodbye.
Off the page.
Peace out. You know,
but the problem is people believe that, because they figure if somebody's saying it and they are a dietitian or they are an expert,
Yep.
then they're gonna listen to them. And that, like, Hannah, like you just joked with the straw. Like, there's so many things that I've talked to some other people who have reached out over the while who are looking at bariatric surgery or have recently had it. And the first of all, the vast difference between what people are told is crazy from one program and one surgeon to another. But then
Oof.
you'll see like these things on social media and we tell people you can't believe what you see or what you hear because you will get people that will tell you these crazy things you can and cannot do, and people will just take it at face value because well, I saw it and somebody said so.
Yep.
So
It's on TikTok.
having
It's
people
just
that have been yeah, so having people that have been through it and have gone through it and been successful is so important. So I don't know, Rob, do you want to tell us a little bit about like how you ended up having like what got you to bariatric
yeah.
surgery?
Oh my goodness. So I got to 365 pounds, in
Yep.
the same way that I live every part of life to the fullest. So it's like
Yep.
I loved eating out. I always joke, I got to 365 pounds without McDonald's, which not to knock them, but it's like, no, I ate very well and I like to
Yep.
drink and do my whole deal.
Yep.
But when I got to my highest weight, my pulmonologist essentially was like, "Look, you're burning out your CPAP machine." And
Oh.
in true big man fashion, I said, "Okay, just get me the next size up." And they're like, "No,
Yep.
it doesn't work that way. Like you're burning out the top level CPAP machine. You either need to lose weight or there's a chance that you're not going to make it to 40." And I was
Oh my
36 at the
gosh.
time.
Wow.
I'm currently 42. Don't let the gray hair fool you, but this is an audio podcast. So for those of you listening, I am a very handsome, jet black haired man with a full lustrous beard and a six pack, and I'm doing this
I
podcast
love it.
shirtless.
Love it.
But anyway, yeah,
I
and
love it.
that's the beauty of doing audio. But
Right?
no, I was told I was going to
Yeah.
die.
Wow.
Crazy.
And it was something that made me reevaluate my life.
Mhm.
I literally went down to my basement, which I've recorded now, and I Googled what's the fastest way to lose weight. And after 3 pages of detox teas and everything
Oh,
else
jeez.
imaginable,
Yeah.
oh
A lot.
yeah, like every
Yeah.
wrong
Uh-huh.
answer came up in the
Yep.
first 3, but the 4th page, bariatric surgery, came up, and I deep dove it, and I signed up, and the bariatric program I worked with actually started to teach me the habits, patterns, behaviors you need and that you 2
Awesome.
constantly praise on your episodes, which I love. It's
Awesome.
make sure you're intentional with your food, make sure you're
Mhm.
moving consistently every day. Look at the sugar content and be mindful of it. Not
Yeah.
necessarily so much you need a full macro split, but just the, hey, where are your calories falling? Where does everything
Mhm.
come? And I actually lost 50 pounds prior to bariatric surgery just by
Amazing.
following the habits, patterns, behaviors that the weight loss program gave me.
That's awesome.
But I realized I've done that in every diet prior to then. So I was gonna continue on this path even though I lost. And then after bariatric surgery, by finding a full program, I lost an additional 100 pounds. So I'm still
Amazing.
150 pounds down 5 years post-op. I am thriving.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We need to
Living my best
celebrate
life.
more,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's huge. So now also just to clarify, Rob's in the US, so a
Yeah.
little bit different than us. So I'm curious, with your program, how long was it for you when you decided to have bariatric surgery to when you had your surgery?
Because this was right before COVID, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
I hit the weird window where it's like
me
prior
too.
to like I started the process in 2019. To
Yeah.
give you an idea, I was approved for bariatric surgery March 17th, St. Patrick's Day of
Okay.
2020. The
Whoa.
world shut down like
Whoa.
3 days later. So my
Yeah.
surgery
Yeah.
center outright called was like, yo, you're cleared for surgery. We have no idea when we're gonna do it. So you just
Oh my
be on standby.
come
And
on.
ah, in the grand scheme
Oh
of
my
things,
gosh.
it really did teach me more of patience and gratitude for the
Mhm.
process,
Very good
and that
point.
2 months really was a deciding factor for me. Like,
Right.
I lost another 15 pounds of just not going full liquid diet prior to surgery, even
Mhm.
though I had to
Mhm.
do that eventually, but more of like the, "Okay, there might not be a clear goal to bariatric surgery in the near
Yep.
future. What do I have to do to fix?" And I really worked on healing my relationship with food, getting the right, therapists in place,
Yep.
reading the right books, doing all that extra work that you two both do a really good job of showcasing. Of yes, bariatric surgery is good, but if you don't do all the other, you're gonna end up
Mhm.
right back to where you are.
It's really
Yep.
easy. I only laugh about the 2-month thing because I also went in during
You were
COVID.
COVID. Yep.
I was, like, right kinda like, I had surgery March 19th, 2023, but I was in the program for a year and 4 months because it hit during COVID, and they were like, good luck because we are not scheduling surgery. You can't like
Yeah.
in Canada, we like locked shit down.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. I waited an additional 8 months because they were like,
Yeah.
nope, not today. And I was like, that's cool. My mom at Christmas was like, so this is just not happening then, right? Like you've said you're going to do it, but you've backed out. And I was like, excuse me? Like we had a big argument where she's like, I just assume you backed out. And I was like, what the
No,
fuck? No,
I'm
I was
waiting.
like, "No, I'm waiting," and she's like, "It's just not gonna happen." And then January 1st, 2023, "'Kay, you're coming in. March is your surgery," and, like,
Yeah.
boom, like gangbusters, away we went, but 2
See,
months,
Yeah.
ugh,
I
ugh,
almost feel like spite is, like, such a natural, like, decision maker for us where it's
Oh
like,
my
"No, on
gosh.
sheer
Yeah.
spite, I'm going to make this."
Yeah.
yeah,
But I
I'm
wish
Yeah.
doing it.
more yeah, I wish more bariatric patients, though, took that approach of, like, what would you change in your relationship with food if your surgery date was pushed back 18 months, like, an obscene
Yeah.
amount of time?
Yeah,
What are
And
you
then
gonna
to
do?
see, like, if you're already like, "Fudge it, I quit, I'm a teacher, so I gotta watch what I say," but you know what I was gonna go with for that.
yep,
But, like,
Yeah.
if you're at a "Fudge it, I quit," if they push it back 18 months, you're not
Then
ready
you're
for
not.
bariatric surgery. Like,
no,
you need
No.
to understand that, like,
Yeah.
this is a lifetime fix. This isn't a
Yeah.
6-month,
yeah.
It's not a
just
magic
do
We
pill.
it.
can
Yeah.
we can
Well,
appreciate that, like, it's harder before surgery, like,
sure.
I look at myself now and I have more gratitude for what I've gone through, so it's easier for me to go, "Cut the shit." I'm not a teacher,
Yeah.
sorry. "Cut the shit."
Oh, you
Like,
guys
you're
can curse
not
all you want. Fill the
yeah,
swear
but
jar for
bef
me in my honor.
I can call it out more easily now, but before
Yeah.
surgery, yeah, it was way harder because in your mind like, there was a point where I started to become like a bad pre-op patient where I was like, "Who cares? I'm having magic weight loss surgery. Go nuts."
I
Like,
can do what I
last
want.
hurrah. But it was like every week was my last hurrah for like
Yeah.
3 months where I was like, "Who cares?" And I was like, "You should care, Hannah, because you're gonna
Yeah.
carry
If
this
you
in
can't.
to what you're
Mhm.
doing. Like, you're telling yourself that to celebrate, to have a good time, food, 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 food. So what's
Right.
gonna happen after surgery? You're when you wanna have a good time, you're gonna want food. When you wanna celebrate, you're gonna want food. So
Yep.
there was a bit of an eye-opening for me for sure because I ended up being really delayed, but there was definitely a point where I was like, go nuts, have fun, it's all gonna be erased, and I'm glad I have a really great therapist who was like, "We should probably work through why that's what
Yes.
you want to do and why you
Yep.
think there's no consequences to that behavior. Just because you don't see the consequence now doesn't mean you
Mhm.
don't pay for it later," right? So she's very good at reminding me like,
Well,
shit's gonna
that's why we tell people, like, it's so important to get in the mindset first because
Yes.
you're gonna be dealing with so many other things post-op, and you're gonna be dealing with so many changes
hair
and
loss, bloat.
priorities and things
Yeah,
you're worried about, that
yeah.
if you're still trying to figure out your relationship with food on top of that, the stress of dealing with everything is gonna probably lead to the eating, the panic, the "I can't do this," the falling off the wagon, the overwhelmingness. So the more we always tell people, the more you can get into the right mindset ahead of time, the more habits you can build ahead of time, the less you have to worry about during your recovery, and it just becomes a natural habit. And if you don't, for me, like where I realized I always knew I was a boredom eater, but I also realized a lot of it was tied to like cultural things and family things. And if you don't wrap your head around that, yeah, the surgery is going to solve some, but you're still going to fall back into those habits because you haven't addressed the real issue of why the heck you got there in the first place. And I think
Yes.
that's where it goes into people think it's that magic pill. And like Hannah and I laughed because it was funny, but not funny. When I remember being in my orientation, like Zoom WebEx call,
And I told
and
you this was gonna
and
happen.
Hannah told, and I was like, "It's no, it's not, Hannah." And people are literally asking, like, "How long after surgery till I can have pizza? How long till I can have McDonald's? How long?" And I'm
Yeah,
sitting here, I'm like, This is orientation. Like,
wrong mentality.
we've been in the call for 20 minutes." And I remember Devin, my husband, being beside me, and I was like, "This is that's terrifying to me, and how little people, or how many people I should say, got kind of dwindled out every call. It was less and less and less. But I
Yep.
was like, that you're not right. Like, you are not ready
No.
for this.
And we're like,
No.
it's just not the right mentality. I got
Yeah,
kicked out.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about Facebook groups, Rob. I really wanna know what your thoughts are on, like,
I
Facebook
hate
groups.
Like
them.
support
I'll
groups.
just
Yeah.
say it, I hate them.
Say it. Yes. So do
Yep.
I
we.
find I get thrown into Facebook groups because as a bariatric coach, like,
Mhm.
it's funny because, like, so many people think, like, "Oh, do you, like, sneak into Facebook groups?" I'm like, "No, I'm dragged into them, and then
Yeah.
I have to
Kicking and
read the
screaming.
stupid."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but, like, this is I feel like you 2 get it, so I'm gonna
The
be
comments in there
Well,
are so painful, like,
the
and
they're
we
advice
like
painful to
flows
read.
social
from the
le
question.
and let me point out,
Yeah.
like, we all are on Instagram, and that's how we met each other, and we love the influencers we follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
I actually really do find Reddit to be decent. There are definitely subreddits that you wanna avoid, but decent. When it comes to Facebook and TikTok, it's like a whole other world you've stumbled into because I can't explain to you how the difference from Instagram to Facebook works, but Facebook is full of the biggest misinformation, and I call them rule breakers. I got kicked out of a group pre-surgery. I'm in a group, it's a local group, and I posted a comment that said, "Why are there so many alcohol posts in here? I thought the rule was you weren't supposed to be drinking post-op because you can become an alcoholic." And I genuinely just wanted to know, why are we allowing all of these alcohol posts? Like, how soon can I have wine? How soon can I drink a six pack? I had, whiskey and it went down great 3 months post-op. They chased me out with a pitchfork. You haven't even had surgery. Shut your mouth. Like, who are you to talk about things?
You
Drink
don't know what it's
wine.
like.
I was like, all right, if this is what the community's like, then maybe I don't want to
I
do
don't wanna
this.
be here.
Well, I thought there were rules for a reason. Like, why are we? And it wasn't like they were talking about have a drink. It was post after post after post in this Facebook group about finished a bottle of wine, 3 months post op, and I'm drinking. Was able to have cocktails. I drink just as much as I did before, and I feel totally fine. And I was like, this feels like it's really bad to be in.
You probably have a bigger issue, like, just to cover all that, like, those people, I don't know them, but you probably have a bigger issue with alcohol than you're willing to admit.
And just yeah.
But same with food. If you're asking yourself, "How soon can I go back to this point?" My surgeon actually had a beautiful quote.
Oh,
He's like, "If you need this surgery to throw up or to like say how soon till I go back to that, you need a psychologist more than you need a surgeon." And I think that's
mhm.
100% true
Wow.
in the sense, yeah,
Yeah.
of we have very disordered relationships with food and alcohol. You do
Yeah.
not get, and I'll use myself as an example. You do not get to 365 pounds if you have a healthy relationship with food. And in my case, I can say alcohol. If you looked at an NFL Sunday, I could drink a case of beer, switch to Manhattans, which is booze topped with more booze, and they give you a cherry as your reward. Yes, I enjoy alcohol just as much as the next person, but if you
Yep.
looked at my NFL Sunday at my like highest weight, I could consume 17,000 calories between liquid and everything else. That
Wha
is not normal for anyone.
No.
To give you yeah, like, you both should have your jaws dropping more, like, if you're there's no video,
That's
people,
in
you can't
that's
tell
a
this, but Hannah just fell out of her
that's a
chair.
ton.
Steph's
I
That's
head
a
feel like
exploded,
ton.
but
I
yeah,
bet we did eat a lot, though. I bet we didn't look at it, but I bet there were days that we were in the tens of thousands.
yeah, but it also comes down to, like, that's where you have to
Yeah.
realize, like, clearly, you
Something's not
both
right.
yes, but you both
Yeah.
say in your episodes, and I think this is important if you have longtime listeners listening, Hannah and Steph do a really good job. You both do a really good job of stressing the idea that if you're going to go back to your old behaviors, you're going to end up exactly where you are. And
Yep,
we don't say
Yep.
that enough in the bariatric community. If you're
Yeah.
already thinking, how soon can I have pizza 3 days a week? Or how soon can I have like 15 Reese cups a day? Or how soon can I do this? Or can I just have this surgery and then I never have to set foot in a gym or onto a treadmill?
Mhm.
You're gonna hose yourself harder than what you
Yeah.
think you're
yeah,
gonna come to.
You
yep,
haven't solved the problem. and the
Correct.
surgery won't solve it either. And
It
that's
won't.
why we say, like, no, so much of this is mental. And we say that too, even if you're not having surgery, if you're on just a weight loss journey, so much is mental. And I remember there's a very big health and wellness influencer out there. And I started, this was pre-surgery. I started following him and I really, really liked his content. And I had like a, what do you want to call it? Discovery call or like sample call with him
Uh-huh.
or whatever. He was ridiculously expensive, so I never did it. But I had like a sample call with him, and he was kind of the first person that opened my eyes to that of the physical and is one thing. The, changing tracking your food and changing your calorie deficit, that's another thing. But if you can't get to the bottom of the what got you here in the first place, and if you can't acknowledge where your issues and your struggles are and you can't solve the mental first, you can do all the food things you want. You can do all the tracking you want. You can do all the workout you want. But if you can't get your head wrapped around what got you here and why, and start working on that, you will never
Yeah,
see
and it's not
the
always
success you want.
bad things. I think that's the other thing is
No.
people go, "Well, I don't have mental health issues." And it's like, I get it. There are people
Yeah.
that but
Yeah.
that's not what we're saying. Like, just because we're saying see a therapist doesn't mean that this is because you're depressed or you have anxiety or but like there's just you're choosing to eat for reasons you don't even know. Like until I started
Yeah.
talking to a therapist, I didn't realize like that there's so many eating traps and it could be cultural, it could be love, it could be joy, it could be sadness, it could be emotions, it could be anxiety. Like there was
Yeah.
a million things that could be causing you to eat the way that you're
And
eating.
you don't realize it until you really
No,
think about
until
it.
you talk to
Yeah.
someone who goes, "Hey, like these are certain
You
triggers,
notice. Yeah.
reasons," and then you get to add on top of that genetics, PCOS, any underlying health issues you have that are all gonna factor into this as well, and you might you might not stumble in your first year because in your first year, you're kind of like a vigilante. You're like, "Holy fuck, I'm bariatric Barbie, and like I'm gonna do
I can do
everything."
what I want. Yeah.
And then something will happen, and for me, I everyone knows this, it was pneumonia. It came out of nowhere. I was at the best physical shape. I was running, I was training, I was going to do a 10K in Florida, and then wham, I'm in the hospital in December, right at Christmas. And I'm thinking everything's gonna be fine. I come out, I get back into running. My body starts shutting down in April. In May, I start having blood sugar issues. I'm having chills. I'm having anxiety. Like I think it's just horrible. And that's when you fall off track because you're like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
don't care anymore. I'm gonna focus only on this." And then you realize you're not running as much and you're not going out as much and the food apps slip back onto your phone and, "Oh, well, I've lost so much weight, it's fine." And then you stand on the scale and you go, "It's only 5 pounds. I'm gonna keep eating out. It's fine." And then it becomes running was kinda hard on my legs anyway. Like, I don't think I need to run as much. You know what? I'll take up walking. And then the snow comes and you go, I'll walk in the spring, and then the next thing you know, you've gained 20 pounds, and I've been very honest with people. I've regained 20 pounds. I've since lost most of that because I got the flu, but it was really eye-opening to go into the doctor and be like, "What the hell?" And he's like, "Do you wanna
Yeah.
talk Ozempic?" And I'm like, "I really don't, but how did we get here?" It wasn't a day or a week. It was literally months of, I now have anemia, I have low iron, that's the first time in my life that like, there's little things, and I'm not blaming them because we know that that doesn't make you obese, it just adds to the problem, but because I lost my discipline, the fatigue felt worse. Eating out felt easier. Not really needing to try slipped back in. And then you wake up and you're like, "Great, now I'm battling weight regain, lack of discipline, no motivation, being like I'm unconditioned now, so it's gonna be harder to get back into it." And I've let all these bad habits in that my body's like, "No, man, keep the sugar, keep the fast food, don't give this up."
Yeah.
And it's hard to get back from where you're at. Like, it takes a lot of like, "I'm not giving up, I'm not going back to 315 pounds, like, that's not happening. We're gonna get on top of this, and we're fixing it." And it literally involves cutting the shit. There is no restaurants, there is no eating out, there's no delivery apps. I have to be really vigilant till I can trust myself again to have the luxuries I did before I kinda slid downhill for 6 months.
And Hannah, I love that you shared that narrative because so many clients come to me with that exact same problem. It's not the, "Oh my god, I tripped and fell into, like, a tub of ice cream, and all of a sudden I gained 30 pounds." It's death by
No.
1,000
Yeah.
paper cuts, and I think
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
problem that most people realize is that slope gets very slippery very quick for the exact
Mhm.
narrative that you gave better than I can. It's cold, I don't wanna go out. My knees kinda feel weird. I'm gonna wait for the motivation to hit. Ooh, life is stressing. One of the big things we do in Busy Bariatrics is we realize, like, look, you do not have bariatric surgery in a bubble. You have to incorporate what does your lifestyle have, what needs to change, and what can you actually incorporate? And it's small daily habits of just, hey, I'm going to make sure I track in advance so I have an idea of what I'm doing.
Mhm.
It's I'm going to look at like why am I grazing, but also like if I really like wheat thins, and I name like a basic thing because I feel like a wheat thin, nobody says like I'll naturally go for a wheat thin, but if they're out, you'll grab like five.
Legit,
If
my
it's
And
there,
mother
you'll eat it.
I don't know
Yeah.
who actually purchases the wheat thins. They
Hannah.
fill up.
my
Oh,
mother, "I like wheat thins, leave me alone, I like them."
okay, I judge a
She's
little bit, but hear me
an
out.
80-year-old woman who eats wheat thins. But if
Yeah,
100%.
you make a good point. If it's there,
it's
you're
I'll eat
there.
gonna
the
grab
box.
it. Yeah.
I'll
So
eat the box.
Exactly, and I think we're all susceptible of that, of, like, it's the idea of,
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I'm not really hungry, but I'm eating a
But
handful of things out of the pantry here and there," and
Mhm.
slowly, that's where we really help our clients are like, "I'm only eating 600 calories then." I'm like, "Oh, you're the one person who beat the law of thermodynamics.
Yeah,
Congratulations." Um,
600 and still gaining
but
weight.
but here's the point
Yeah.
I make is we start to look at our clients and really have a conversation of what is the tracker not telling us? And all of a sudden it
Yeah.
becomes a I'm drinking on the weekends, which again, not
Mhm.
necessarily good or bad, but we have to factor those
Try
calories in.
account for it. Yeah.
Oh, like, I'm not really keeping track of my condiments, or I'm not really hungry because 'cause I'm drinking caffeine later in the day, and that's suppressing my appetite, and then my sleep is off, so my ghrelin and leptin
Mhm.
levels are off. And we slowly make these gentle little lifestyle tweaks for our clients that eventually they realize, like, not only am I living my best life, but I'm healing my relationship with food because I'm eating
Yeah.
more, I'm moving less, but more intentionally, but getting the results I always wanted after bariatric surgery because someone actually just stopped, listened, and looked at the data you gave them and built it all out.
Yeah. I
Is
think the little
awesome.
things like piling up are key. And I know
Yeah.
for me, it was all the little leftovers off my kids' plates. That and when I really sat down and was like, "Oh shit." Like because it would be, "Oh, they didn't finish this little bit of their muffin at breakfast. I haven't had breakfast yet. Pop that in. Oh, they didn't finish a couple bites of cereal. It's like 2 spoonfuls up." And when you do that all day, every day, and then you really look at, "Oh my gosh, that's how many extra calories that I just threw on there." Or like I've seen the meme that's funny where it's like, a serving of chips is however many chips, but I ate that many while I was in the pantry trying to decide what to actually have for a snack. Like
Yes.
when you start to add all that little stuff up, and for me, the other thing was
It
you
adds up.
Robbie said it was condiments. I am a sauce dip kind of girl for everything.
Yeah,
And
who
you're like, "Oh,
isn't?
just yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of this." And then you look at the bottle and you're like, "Oh crap, there's 180
Olive
calories in
oil
2 tablespoons,
olive oil
ranch,
is a
all
killer.
all the things
Straight
that you're like, well, it's just a little. It's just a
Yeah.
little, but it adds up." So Rob, I have to ask, are most of your clients post-op? Are they pre-op or are they like a mix? Do you have a mix of everything?
Yeah.
Who's the most of your group?
So statistically, I'd like to think that I'm evenly distributed.
Okay.
But it's weird because, like, I've had clients that started with me prior to bariatric surgery and are like, "I wanna
Mhm.
get this right," and they are thriving in our program,
Nice.
2 to
Amazing.
3 years out because we do have, like, a graduate program where it's like you pay a very minimal amount, but it's like
Mhm.
you still need to work all the stuff you talk about, Steph and Hannah, is like you still need to work out. You still wanna have access to nutrition. You wanna have a level of
Yep.
accountability. We have that so that you don't have to work with a client just like that influencer at that very steep price. There is
Yep.
almost a maintenance level, but we've helped clients prior to bariatric surgery. I've helped clients immediately after bariatric surgery. We have a lot of clients that come to us where they've either come from other programs and they're like, I don't get it. Like, I'm doing all the workouts, I'm doing all the nutrition. And we really do a good job of looking holistically at your package and being like, here's what we need to address.
Mhm.
We do handle a lot of clients who've dealt with regain and just really help them be like, look, if this is your lifestyle, totally fine, but we want to make the proper adjustments so that you're
Yep.
not rehauling your entire life, but by simple fixes, kind of like tweak you just enough so that over time you're losing like maybe 5 pounds a year. And people are like, well, 5 pounds a year sounds super slow. It's like, yeah, but if you told me, like it's 2026 as of this recording. If I told
Mhm.
you in 2030 you would be 20 pounds lighter, you would be stronger, and your relationship with food is healed, would you take that deal?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Steph, Hannah, would you take that deal?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a huge win.
absolutely.
The biggest thing I help clients do is take the timeline off it, but then build a
Mhm.
sustainable habit that works for them. And that's
Yeah.
where I think a lot of coaches make a lot of big mistakes, especially with bariatric patients, is like, we're going to just give you macros in a workout and you should, in
Yep.
theory, be able to work. And
Right.
it's like,
It
well, if
doesn't.
I was 365 pounds, I'm probably not doing burpees or getting on the floor
Right?
doing like mountain
Yeah.
climbing.
That shit ain't happening.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
it's that automatically shuts you down from a nervous
Yeah.
system level, that now
Mhm.
you're almost defensive towards whatever the feedback is. So we
Yeah.
actually work on a lot of neurotype training to make sure that you are following the science and psychology of weight loss, but also the
Yeah.
reason why you're eating and how to reprogram you through neuroplasticity. So,
Cool.
I joke we're not
Nice.
just, like these seed oil merchants or whoever is trying I joke because I like to dunk on
Yeah.
them, but
Oh, I love it.
yes, does cortisol play a role in your weight loss? Yes, but you're probably eating like 3 tubs of ice cream, and that's probably the bigger issue than the seed oil,
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
cooking like a chicken breast is the issue. So, long story short, I deal with almost everyone in their bariatric journey at different points, and we really
Awesome.
listen to the client and build a plan that actually works for your lifestyle and what you are
Mhm.
struggling with.
I love
I
it.
know.
'Cause,
And
yeah, it's a good point, like, you make the point about burpees and stuff. Cause yeah, like, if you woulda come at me at 308 pounds and said, "We're doing a 45-minute hit workout," I woulda said, "F you,"
Yeah,
and slammed the door in your face, like, that shit's not gonna happen, and I'm
and
gonna hate it, I'm not gonna wanna do it, I'm not going to do it, or I'm gonna go 5 minutes in and say, "Screw this," and I'm gonna walk away,
one
and
and,
we're
hundred
like,
done.
I've been pretty upfront that it never worked before surgery for me, and I tried, I had a trainer. I know Steph and I disagree on this, and I don't think they're bad, but, like, doing the CrossFit specifically, like, it didn't work for me. I overate, I felt terrible, it took way too long between workouts to recover, and the biggest thing for me was, like, get walking then. Get out and just at least move your body and walk, 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 walk. I'm a big advocate that, like, in the nicest way, yoga once a week is not gonna help you lose the weight, and if that's what you wanna do, that's cool, but you can't complain when it's like, "Why don't I lose weight?" That's not enough, but I also don't think you need a high rocks training, CrossFit, 2-hour crazy session every day to lose weight either. You might actually end up gaining or overeating or injuring yourself. Like, you have to find what's gonna work
What
for
works for you?
you and then just stick with it. That's the hardest part. It can't be a, well, every other day, like 2 days a week. It's like,
No.
we're bariatric. We have to work out every day. Sorry, but we
I
are.
think
We're just
the key yeah, it's part of your life now. The key that I think, Rob, you said is sustainable, and we've talked about that too, like, setting small, achievable, and sustainable goals one at a time so that you're not overwhelming yourself, you're not setting yourself up to fail, you're not walking into that 45-minute crazy hit
true.
whatever class feeling like you hate yourself, "I can't do this sucks." Setting yourself up for success in small chunks, things that are achievable in increments, whether it's your calorie deficit, whether it's how often you're tracking, how often you're moving, but that things that are sustainable in your everyday life so that it can become the habit versus the chore. And I think that that's where a lot of people think they have to go balls to the wall right off the bat. And you really don't. You really
It's
don't.
a formula for failure is going balls
Yeah.
to the wall. One of the biggest things we coach in Busy Bariatrics is if you can't do it for 10 years, don't do it for 10 days. So, like, when you're saying, like, "Oh, I'm gonna liquid reset," it's like, "Okay, you're gonna pouch reset. Can you see yourself 10 years from now living on protein shakes?" Well, no,
No.
it's not
I'll
sustainable.
kill somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and, like,
Yeah.
we don't want people murdering
I'll
quite
be arrested for how I
exactly.
Mhm.
react in public.
Yeah.
But the same and I really love the perspective that both of you gave on that episode earlier of, do you need a personal trainer? Because I think a lot of the times we think we either need this extreme trainer who's like, I'm gonna high rocks the daylights out of you and now
Let's
you're doing
Yeah.
go.
10
Yeah.
workouts,
Yeah.
or it's you're going to a gym and getting a big box trainer who's essentially just standing there counting your reps and giving the same workout to the next
To everybody.
person.
Yeah.
Where I think we do it a lot differently is we understand the lifestyle of our patients. The average
Mhm.
age of our patients is over 35. So we are not telling you necessarily like you need to rehaul your life. We understand you have kids, you have a career, you
Yeah.
have all these things. How do we put it together for what's sustainable for you so that when you graduate out of our program, you could take our workouts or the lifestyle we built for you, do it for the
Mhm.
rest of your life, and I hope you still message me and tell me it's going well, but at the same time, like, our goal is to get you that you have a program that reflects what your habits, patterns, behaviors need to be after weight loss surgery.
So what's in a program? Like
So
when somebody comes in their program, what
Yeah,
are they
like,
getting?
what
Like
does
what
that and do you do it
Yeah.
for all types of surgery, like VSG, bypass, like, is it kind of the same thing for no matter what your surgery level was?
yes and no. I always say, like, I build Busy Bariatrics on 2 tenets. The first is,
Mhm.
what did I wish was in my program when I graduated or had
Yep.
bariatric surgery? And then we are super hell-bent of what do our clients constantly say they are struggling with or that they need? And those are
Okay.
the 2 main things that drive how we build our program. We work with clients that have had all sorts of surgeries and help you build a nutritional program that works based on you. We also work hand in hand with your surgical center because every surgeon does their surgery slightly different. We
Mhm.
will actually take your program or surgery center's guidelines and tailor a program that works with you. So if you're
Okay.
really that far post-op, we will have you go back to the surgeon and be like, how soon do they want you to have an active step goal? How soon can you incorporate gentle yoga? How soon can you operate dumbbells? How soon can you do heavy lifting? And we eventually work with the surgery center to build that in with you.
Cool.
In our program, I always joke like, what do we offer? It's everything you've ever needed in your bariatric journey. You get nutrition coaching, workout programs that base every level. So,
Mhm.
our most popular workout program that we start a lot of clients in is our breakdown intimidation program, where we
Love it.
actually teach you how to lift weights in a gym for a comfort level that you feel confident in.
Nice.
Every workout in our app has a video guided by me to explain not only what muscles you should engage in, key points of what you should be feeling when you work out, as well as like, here's what you should stop doing if you're feeling any pain and the adjustment.
Mhm.
So we really
Nice.
have it fully built, and we have a full-time NASM certified personal trainer who is checking your workouts every day.
That's
And
awesome.
Lisa, who does
Nice.
that, has had bariatric surgery as well. So our whole
Love it.
our whole coaching team has had bariatric surgery. So when you
That's
say,
awesome.
I'm struggling with this, they get it because Kylie,
Right.
our one assistant coach, is 10 years post bariatric surgery and has 3
Yeah.
kids and gets that. Lisa, our other assistant coach, is 4 years post op bariatric surgery and is squatting close to 1.5 times her body weight. Um,
Jeez.
yeah, she is phenomenal and is your traditional
Crazy.
slow loser. Like, she came to
Yeah.
us thinking she could not lose another pound after bariatric surgery. She came 1 month post-op. We've gotten her to lose 60 pounds and put on complete body
Nice.
muscle, where she was in a strapless dress for her daughter's wedding, and in the most
Amazing.
HR-friendly way possible. I have to tell you, like, she looked phenomenal. Um
I love it.
Amazing.
well, yeah, and I think that's
That's
where
awesome.
like, not to sound sexist or anything, but someone
Yeah.
will probably get mad. I think the biggest concern women have when it comes to lifting weights, and this is from
They're
people
gonna
that
get
have,
jacked.
they're gonna get bulky. Where in
Yeah.
reality,
That's the first thing my husband said when I started lifting heavier weights, and I said, "I need to go get heavier dumbbells." He's like, "Please don't get
I
jacked."
swear to God, I
I
would
was like,
love to
"I'm
get jacked.
not."
do
It's not that easy. I
do you
I would
know
wish.
like
how
to be
hard I have to work
defined,
to
but
get
not
jacked?
jacked.
Yeah.
Like,
There's and I said to him, "There's defined, and then there's jacked.
Hey, guys, if it was that
There's
easy to
difference."
look jacked, trust us, women would be doing it more frequently. It's not
Right?
yeah,
that easy.
But no, so many women are afraid of weightlifting because they think they're gonna look like this crazy jacked bodybuilder with, like, protruding muscles and veins and all that. No,
You won't.
no.
I will say one of the best examples of how just changing your strength training can make
Yep.
amazing results is with my client, Lindsay. She came to me 9 months prior to her wedding and is like, "I need to lose 30 pounds," prior, which as a coach, you're scared shirtless.
When there's a yeah,
Yeah,
There's a clear number and there's a clear
and a
deadline,
date.
which not
yeah.
every coach.
Panic, panic, panic.
But, like, that's where, like, having a coach who actually knows what they're doing makes all
Yeah.
the difference. So we made a very intentional program, which we give to all of our clients, but we made gentle tweaks based on her lifestyle. But
Yep.
we got her to lift heavier, lift less
Mhm.
days a week, but also be more intentional about her nutrition and her lifestyle. Now, she is a Washington Commanders fan, which she's one of 5 I've ever met in real life.
I
This was
mean,
the
good
year
luck.
they went. I know, like, I don't know if Canadians
One
know
of
American
5.
football, but it's a death
Yeah.
sentence alone. But that was the year they went to the NFC Championship, so I'm navigating not just that, but her best friend's wedding, her, uh,
Oh, man.
honeymoon, their, bachelorette parties. I'm
Jeez.
navigating all these
Everything.
landmines, but because we're intentional on how
Yep.
we built her lifting program, uh, her best feedback that she gave me is, "I wore a inappropriate bikini on my
Oh
honeymoon."
my gosh.
But
Amazing.
when you have a good coach, they're like,
Yeah,
you get to
yeah.
this level, but she's like, "The
That's
bikini I
awesome.
wore in my honeymoon, my husband raved about."
I
And this
love
is a
it.
woman who we still got to lose 25 pounds, not the full 30, but
Yep.
we got
Pretty
her
close.
waist to cinch in. We got her glutes to lift higher because we're working her back muscles, which
Mhm.
most, females don't think about. That's what
Yep.
gets
Mhm.
the other half of the hourglass frame. So
Yeah.
we were able to cinch her into the fact that,
Amazing.
her biggest complaint of our program, she had to get her wedding dress readjusted because the initial level,
I
her waist got too
Oh, love it.
small and
Oh,
her
shucks.
glutes, which for those of you who don't know anatomy, her
Yeah.
ass got
Her
too firm and
buttocks.
high. They had to adjust the measurement.
What a dilemma.
I
man,
What
know.
my
yes,
butt
I
cheeks are
wish.
too perky and firm.
Yeah, but, like,
Shucks.
but I know, and this is the problem. If you work with me, I'll give you the results you want. But
Yeah,
Lindsay
I
was
love
very
it.
good of saying every week, "Here's where I'm struggling with, here's where I need
Yep,
help," and we tailor the program to her, and not every coach knows how to do that.
right.
It's because the average Fisher Price coach, that has a shingle on the they are.
That's
I
so
have
good.
no problem dunking on them because,
I
especially in
love
the
it.
bariatric community, it's like you've
Mhm.
had bariatric surgery for a year, all of a sudden you become a bariatric,
You know everything.
you know
Yeah,
everything, and it's like, yes,
yeah.
your toddler diet and your Fisher Price workout worked well for
Oh, I
you
love it.
because you had severe restriction. We
Right.
actually know how to build physiques for women that want to look a certain way after surgery,
Yeah.
and
When you hit real life.
yeah, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's real life of I've dealt with mothers of 5, I've helped
mhm.
grandmothers achieve this,
I
um,
love it.
through tailoring specifically to each one of them, but,
Mhm.
like, we know how to get results for our clients based on what they want to do, whether it's, "I wanna look scandalous in my bikini on my honeymoon," or, "I wanna be able to pick up my grandkids 2-fold
Yeah.
and
Get
run
off the
through the park
floor.
with them."
Yeah,
We have programs that are built to get you whatever result you want. The only thing we ask is that you're painfully honest of where you're struggling so we can make the
right.
adjustments to get you the results.
Yeah. I love it. I think
Yeah,
that's amazing. I love
I
it.
think
I love the
I'm
variety and the
it's
tailoredness
great.
for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key is, like, with bariatrics, I'm not knocking people, there are great people out there. I had a wonderful trainer that worked with me just right after surgery to kinda just get me back into a habit, but I llove
Mhm.
this concept of, like, somebody who gets it that tailors it to you. I think there's a lot of people in bariatrics, this will be their first time ever working out or going to a gym. A gym is
Oh,
really
yeah.
stressful, it's overwhelming.
Intimidating.
You
Okay.
often don't have friends to go with
Yeah.
you because when you're obese, you tend to not have people that have that type of lifestyle around you. So like any type of that can be hard, especially on your own. But I love the kind of focus on like the regain because I think it's very
Mhm.
easy to regain and then go, okay, well, I'm done. And the truth is like this isn't normal weight gain. This is regain after
Yeah.
surgery. You actually know what to do to get rid of it. You have not stretched your stomach. You're not doomed. This isn't going to be like it was years
It's not the
ago.
end of the world. Yeah, it's
The best
fixable.
part for you is that it genuinely is fixable. You are not
Yeah.
your former obese self. You actually could put the effort in and start to see results, even though before in your life you never really did. So I think that's the other thing
Yeah.
is like people regain, and we see it in influencers all the time. The ones that commit to getting rid of it, get rid of it. And it doesn't mean you have to go down the GLP-1 rabbit hole. Some do, and we're fine with that. But we've seen enough influencers admit to regain who've then gone and gotten rid of it by getting back into their diet, not going on a liquid diet, but going back to their diet and then getting
Yep.
back into exercise. And we've seen it be simple as, oh, I started walking every day again because I just stopped doing it. Or, yeah, now I'm a runner. Or I bought a bike and now I
Mhm.
bike outside. Like they didn't do anything like I spend 6.5 hours at the gym every day. Nope. They just
Hard pass.
back into working out. I took up swimming. I did XYZ. So
Yeah.
you are lucky as a bariatric patient. You're lucky because you can lose the regain easier than someone who's never had this
Starting
surgery.
fresh. Yeah. And I think the tailored piece is important too because like Hannah and I have gotten into some good banters about well, we talked about like the trainer versus the no trainer, but even just what we like to do. Like I love strength training. That's not Hannah's jam. Hannah's huge into walking. I I'll do it, but I find it kind of
Hey,
boring. Like we each have our own thing that we know is going to motivate us, we know is going to work for us. If you tell me to go lift weights, I'm going to be like, "Okay." But I know if I'm like, "Hannah, let's go lift weights." She's gonna look at me, roll her eyes, and be like, "Can we just go
no,
for a
man, I'm going to
walk?"
go for like a
Right?
five
Like
kilometer
it's
run. And you'd be
yeah.
like,
So
God, God,
knowing
no.
what works for you and having something tailored to meet those motivational needs and to so that you know it's something that like we talked about that you can set yourself up to be successful for and you're not going to look at it and be like, "Well, shit, I can't do this or this isn't for me or this doesn't match my needs." I think that's super cool and I think that's key to a lot of I think probably why you're seeing so much success is people are getting what they actually need,
And they're
Can I
talking
not
to
can I
someone who's
give you
not
the
like
so can I solve which one of you is correct on that banter? Can that
oh,
be like
yeah,
my
no.
official
yeah,
answer?
Sure. We fight about
yeah,
it all
All
the
right,
time.
are you ready?
Yeah.
yeah.
You both need to take pages off of each other's book. And
It's
that
so true.
like
It's
it
so true.
and I think that's the problem is I've seen too many people die on one hill or the other where it's like,
Yep,
no, it's both. Like you have to hit a step goal and
yeah,
you have to strength train. If only
yeah,
for the cardiovascular health of walking every day, but
yeah,
Exactly.
also strength train of bone density, muscle
yeah.
building.
Muscle mass, yeah,
We always joke like
Yes.
strength training is like donate like going into your 401k. Where it's like it's very unsexy. Like saving money in compound interest is very unsexy.
yep,
But over time you can eat more, your physique looks better, and it
yep,
works. But at the same time, like it's like, well, then cardio is terrible. It's like, no, it's both. Cardio can
yeah.
get you an initial fat loss, but also you need it if only for your cardiovascular health. So it
Yes.
is a little bit of both, but like finding the
Yeah.
balance of how many days should I lift versus how many days should I run?
Mhm.
What role does nutrition play? Because ultimately, you could have a perfect workout and step goal split. If you're eating 5,000 calories over your
Doesn't
maintenance level,
matter.
doesn't matter what you do.
Doesn't matter.
You're
No.
you're spending more than you make. So we help our
Yep.
clients put all of that together better than IKEA furniture.
I love it.
I love that.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're doing
Amazing.
something
Amazing.
specific in the summer, right? And I want you to tell
Yes.
people about it. I want them to hear. And you can be a Canadian and do this. By the way, guys, it's not just for Americans. Like we did ask about
We're
this.
allowed. We're allowed.
Are you doing
This
something
was
in
the biggest question of can I come on? Because it was like, is this available in Canada? And yes, we have taken multiple
Mhm.
Canadian clients and have gotten incredible results, even though you all live and die by the metric system. So I don't know how many kilometers you actually
love
do
it.
for steps. But for measuring in grams, you're actually ahead of
Yep.
the game because you
Perfect.
kind of know what you need to do. But one of my passion projects that I've created with both Busy Bariatrics is our summer camp program, where we bring in some of the best fitness and nutrition coaches, not just in the bariatric community, but in the entire online fitness space to help you with your program. So we not only give you your workouts and nutritions, but we have you meet with some of the best experts when it comes to like menopause. We have Beth Ferrico, who has helped thousands of female clients navigate menopause, is a
Wow.
personal speaker who you get to go eyeball to eyeball with.
Oh,
Stephanie
that's my jam.
Crosswaller has, I know, Stephanie Crosswaller has helped thousands of women in menopause navigate PCOS. You get a chance to
Yeah.
ask them questions eyeball to eyeball. To even
Awesome.
work with them privately, Steph is probably close to the numbers you saw when you met with the influencer
Probably, I don't doubt it. Yep.
Wow.
you get each week a chance to talk to them about your specific problems and share, as
Nice.
well as implement what we learn. From the bariatric space, we have some of the best minds in the business. We have Connie Stapleton, who has literally written the book on how weight loss surgery does not cure your addiction to food, is one of our guest
Mhm.
speakers. Tabitha Johnson, who has worked with hundreds of bariatric patients on why you're still not losing weight after a GLP-1 is coming in. We have registered dietitians like Hannah Schuyler and Mike Shea, who are going to be teaching how to incorporate nutrition after bariatric surgery. And Mike Shea is the busy parents dietitian, which is how to build a plate that works for both you and your children and
Nice.
sustain fat loss. So we have some of the top industry experts who come in week over week while you're still getting coached by one of our top coaches. You get
Yep.
access to me as well as your workouts, nutrition, and 150 video library of here's
Nice.
how to optimize your bariatric surgery from start to finish.
That's
You're
awesome.
probably saying, like, well, Rob, how do you do this for all the price? And we actually priced our basic level tier where you get
Yep.
access to all these speakers. Like, if money is the biggest entry issue, for
Mhm.
$150, which is what the average American spends on DoorDash. I don't know what they spend in Canadian or how that translates to Canadian
Probably
bucks.
probably a lot. Probably a
But
lot.
Yeah.
for the average price that an American, and I'm not
Yep.
saying it as a point of pride, I'm just saying it as the data point, is the average American spends about $155 on either fast food or fast
Yep.
casual or delivery. We're cheaper than that. So even if you just came into our program at
Yep.
that level, you're getting your workouts, your nutrition, access to all of these experts, access to me, access to for 150. I don't know what that comes to Canadian dollars. So if you have the translation point and just
Yep.
let me know how that works. But yes, we do take Canadian money. It turns out like money does exchange.
It's
Whoa.
about 200 bucks, I think. I think it's
Okay.
like 200 Canadian,
Oh, well,
give or take, depending
that's
on what the exchange is at. Yeah, I think it's like 200 bucks.
depending whatever platform you use, exchange rate, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Approximately.
approximately
Still,
two. Thank you.
that's a ton of crap in there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like by
That's awesome.
comparison, my gym membership is $50 biweekly, so that's 2 months of a gym,
And you're
like
on your own for that.
Yeah.
yeah, and I have
Yeah.
a problem
So
with how much I pay for the gym, we can talk about that later, but still, just saying.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely. But like I'm probably forgetting what we also get, but you also get access to our video library of all our past summer camp speakers. So you're getting like the
Oh,
top experts in both the fitness and nutrition industry from menopause, GLP-1s, weight loss. All of them are in there. Summer Kessel, who wrote the book Your Best GLP-1 Life, is one of our speakers. So if you're considering a GLP-1, she's giving a real honest and firm account as to what you should consider before taking a GLP-1, as well as how to
Okay.
tailor your nutrition to work for it. So I feel like
Nice.
we bring the best in. We also have a
Yeah.
recipe library of over, um, as of this recording, we are at 400 recipes. So you could use a recipe
Nice.
day in it, which goes back to our point. Like if your meal plan or meal prep is boring, it's really you're boring. We solve
Yeah.
that for you.
Yeah.
Of here is literally everything from low carb, high protein, vegan, vegetarian. Any excuse you give us, we pretty much find a solution. Here's 50 recipes that solve it that have been approved from registered dietitians to help with our fat loss techniques.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
That's super
I
cool.
build it,
Awesome.
yeah, and we offer it at an affordable level because I truly believe I wish this program, existed
Seriously.
when I started, but when I started bariatrics, I was over $100,000 in credit card debt, so I could not
Oh,
afford the program.
jeez.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
And the same habits, patterns, behaviors that I learned for tracking my nutrition worked on my finances. And we actually bring my
Oh.
finance coach in to teach how you can create a deficit in your budget, just like you do your fitness. So we find you
Ah,
ways to save that 200 Canadian one way or another.
Oh, I love
that's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
Because it
yeah.
all no, but it all makes sense, right? Like, how many times do we say, like, we can't afford to eat healthier, we can't afford to
Oh,
do programs like this, or we
that
can't
was
so if you
our
can combine the 2, that's phenomenal.
that was our
I'm
last podcast
terrible because
episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm terrible because the first question I ask when it comes to finances is I'm like, "Can you please tell me how much you spent on fast food or fast casual this month?" And the top
Ooh.
answer, if you wanna know, is,
Yeah.
"I don't know." And I think that's
Yeah.
where a lot of
That's the
people
scary part.
struggle. It's scary,
Mhm.
but it's very fixable of like, okay,
Yeah.
when people ask, like, "How did I lose the first 50 pounds?" It wasn't like a complete rehaul of my diet, it was going from 4 slices of pizza in between breakfast and lunch to 2
Yep.
slices. I'm gonna say that again. Not I eliminated pizza,
Yep.
not that I eliminated a meal in between breakfast and lunch, it was going from 4 to 2. So
Yeah.
many times, I think bariatric patients just need to understand it's if you're at here, we just have to get you to here, and I realize as a video
Right.
recording, you guys don't get this, but I'm waving my arms drastically now.
Small steps.
Yeah, it's
Baby
small
steps.
Yeah.
steps that get our clients major results, but we've had
Yeah.
clients lose
Yeah.
thousands of dollars and hundreds of
Yep.
pounds with the same tried and true techniques. It's not a detox tea, it's not some sort of pouch
Yeah.
reset. There's no secret supplement. We're gonna make you, like, put up your bum and, like, swirl around and make it like guys, we live in
Jesus.
an age where I
Oh.
see so much stuff on the internet,
Coffee
like
We do
laxatives.
too.
yeah,
We get told a
Yeah.
lot of the same stuff, but I think this is
I
important because
love
we
it.
we did talk about it last week that the cost of bariatrics can start to get up there, buying the protein, buying the items, buying the thing, like, it can just start to be crazy,
Overwhelming.
but,
Yeah.
like, you guys know us, you know Steph and I, we bring on people we like, that we believe in, we beat this up, we vet it, we asked all the questions, "Can
Yep.
Canadians what's the price?" We didn't wanna put anything out here where we were like, "Listen, people are already over."
$1,500 a month.
We thought we
Yeah.
truly think that this is really cool. I'm super interested in it. Like,
I
it's
know. I'm like, "Shit."
something that we just didn't see existing for Canadians.
Mhm.
When I was fresh out of surgery, Steph was still considering it. I had no there were no retreats, there were no cruises, there were no events that I could go to. No one in Canada was
No.
doing anything. I had no trainers, no dietitians that were bariatric specific. I think I reached out
Mm.
to a few really cool bariatric dietitians I found on Instagram, and they were all like, "Sorry, I'm American, and I don't think you can
I can't.
expense this." And I was like, "I can't. I also can't afford $6,000 for your services.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry."
And
And
I just had Hannah.
I just
I
started to
I
feel like, "What's happening? Why isn't there more?"
Yeah.
So I love
No,
that you're
this is
offering
awesome.
this. I think it's cool. Yeah, I wanna do more with the bariatric community. Like,
Mhm.
I want us to have more gatherings, get-togethers, options, things
Yeah.
that's,
Well,
you
and
know,
just like we talked about, like, resources, like, I had Hannah. That was it.
yeah,
I sent all my shit every day. I was like, "I'm sorry to bother you. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm sorry to bother you." But even
yeah,
now, like, Hannah and I talk, like, I complain that I am stalled for 4.5 months, and I message Hannah every other day, just bitching about it. But it goes back to same thing where Hannah and I are like, I'll say to her, "How where should I be at calorie wise right now?" But we don't know because we have no guidelines. So I have to kind of I Google, I Reddit, I TikTok, I Instagram, I try to get an idea, I chat GPT. But
yep.
we're really missing that guidance of am I where I'm supposed to be? When do I increase my calories? How like we just don't have it. So I think like the program you're offering is such a amazing solution for people because it's not out there enough.
No.
And Steph, can I give you a couple solutions to
Yep,
your 4.5 month stall? Because I've been listening, and I know
yep,
this has been an ongoing theme. One
Yes.
thing that we offer totally free, and I'm
yep,
sure if I gave you the links, you can add it to the show notes of this episode as
yep,
well as the landing page. Um,
totally.
We will.
First off, totally free. If you are on my email list,
Mhm.
you get a email Monday to Friday that tells you exactly how to work on your mindset and the behavior change to bariatric surgery.
Awesome.
On top of that, every month we give 10 free recipes to
Nice.
anyone who listens. Oh, we're not even done yet. At the bottom of every email, trust me,
Yep.
we offer a free metabolic assessment, which I'd be happy to give
Nice.
you, but I give to everyone freely, so don't think
Yeah,
you're special.
amazing.
This is where I'm horrible.
I'm not
Hey,
I'm not
You're not special,
special.
Steph.
you need
Okay,
to
I'm gonna get
understand.
it
Damn
too.
it.
I'm getting
You're
it
Damn
special
too.
it.
in so many ways, Steph, I promise you. But in this sense,
I'm
anyone
not.
who clicks the link and just fills out the
Yep,
survey, we will have a
yep.
coach meet with you for 30 minutes and be like, here's where we think your calories should be. Here's where your protein should probably be.
Amazing.
Here's what your workout split should be.
Oh.
And like, we will give you all the tools and
Oh.
resources. Um,
Ah.
and be like, look, you can either work with us, but you can go out and
Yep,
get this. If you're thinking of
right.
working with us for a coach, because I don't want anyone to have Steph's experience where they sit through 30 minutes of a coach and they say, like, hey, by the way, it's $6,000. We put
Yep,
our pricing on our website so that you know clearly
which
what
is
the
so
budget
awesome.
level is. So you can get enough to gain
That's awesome.
all your resources for free just by
Yep,
joining our email list. If you want a level of accountability, that 200 Canadian point, see, I'm already learning translation.
love it.
Like, I'm so
Hey.
good. Um, yeah, Ryan Reynolds would be proud. Uh,
He would love you.
I
He
don't
would love
know,
you.
maybe. I might be on his turf, but anywho, you could work with us for 200 Canadian,
Yep,
and we've had clients lose 20 to 50 pounds just by watching the videos, showing up
Wow.
to our community call, and using our workouts. If
awesome.
you feel you want a better level of accountability, you
Mhm.
can work with one of our coaches, but we offer everything from free all the way up to our highest tier of working with me. But whatever
I
level of
love it.
access, if there is someone listening and they're like, I don't know if I can afford it, we find you a clear solution for whatever budget you have from literally, I'm 6 figures in credit card debt and can't afford a single thing to the shut up and take my money price, which is the, um,
I love it. I am signing up for that when we get off the call.
yeah, I
Yep,
hope, and I say this in the best way possible to
yep.
both of you, and to anyone listening. Like, we offer
Yeah.
that for free because I believe in it. And you have to
Oh,
understand,
Awesome.
like, yes, we do need to make some money, which is why we have coaching packages.
Yep,
But we offer
yep.
30 minutes free to just be like, here's where we think you are, and here's what we
That's
think will
amazing.
work.
Yep.
Test the data and try it. So,
Yeah,
I love it.
that's
Uh,
amazing.
this was great. We
This
did
was
a big
awesome.
fan. We really kinda
Yeah,
when we beat it up and looked into it and looked over it, we were just so happy. We loved it. Um, I just think it's accessible for a lot of people, which is wonderful. I hope we've opened up a lot of our Canadian listeners to you and to follow along because you have just a great Instagram, like, positivity. What you share works. You align really well with how we feel about bariatric surgery, and our goal always was to bring Canadians access to more things. So that includes
which
people,
is
channels,
awesome.
offerings, everything. So we're going to drop all the links, guys. You're going to see us post about it. We're going to reshare it. Don't
Yep,
worry. Ask us, hit us up in our DMs. We're going to share where you can follow him on Instagram, the links to these programs, to his website. We'll make sure it's all there. But hit us up and let us know if you have any questions for Rob because we'll bring him back. We'll have him on again. We can
I
talk
was gonna
about,
say part
yeah,
2 coming.
we can talk about a
I
Yeah.
lot.
would be honored, and I'm even going to toss in because I'm kind of crazy like this. If anyone listens to this episode,
If anyone
I would
Hopefully. Fingers
I
well,
hope
no,
crossed.
they do.
you guys actually, I believe, have a listenership, whereas, like, I always find it funny, my podcast, I'm almost, like, convinced I know all 150, who listen to each episode because they mess with me.
Love it.
But what I will say is, if you sign up and you've heard me from Steph and Hannah's episode, please let me know. I will send you a free product from Legion Supplements. I will send you
Nice.
a 60 American dollar, uh,
Dang.
protein supplement.
Yeah,
Look
Uh,
at
oh, do it.
that.
And then tell us what it tastes like.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
yeah,
tell us if it's good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so
Oh,
much for
that's
doing
so
that, Rob.
lovely.
That's
yeah.
phenomenal.
And that's the
I love
point
it.
is like, yes, I try my best, but when I meet 2 people like you, and I've loved all your episodes, which is why I share them with my clients, you 2 both get it. Like, you get it takes work to do bariatric surgery, and I'm so proud of what you're doing, and I wanna support you
Thank
2,
you.
and
Thank
I just
you.
appreciate you letting me ramble for close to an hour now, even though we all said we're gonna be
Amazing.
done in
30
30
We
minutes.
said we weren't going to, but
It
then you
always
know what? That's
happens.
why. We need a part 2 because I feel like there's at least another hour, at
Yeah,
least.
so we're gonna
I'd
open
be
it
Yeah.
up to our
honored, so just let
audience.
me know.
Send us your
Yes.
questions, guys. Send us your DMs.
Yep.
We're gonna bring him back on. We'll do a part 2. Go learn a lot about him, and then let us know what you wanna talk about, diet, fitness, these classes, these courses, how we can convince him to do an in-person summer camp so I can go shopping at Target, whatever. But we will
Oh,
have you
Hannah.
back for sure
Hannah,
because
if you are coming to New York, it's only 2 hours away from me, so I'm
I
sure
was
we can make
just
it possible.
there. I
She
was
was
I
there
know.
just
I
just
there.
there for work,
listen.
which is great, but
Road
yeah.
trip.
Well, listen, maybe we'll
Road
continue
trip.
next summer. Next summer, we'll do an in-person summer camp, and we'll bring a bunch of people with us. But it's been an absolute pleasure. You're
Yes.
just such a
This
positive,
is awesome.
and it's just great to meet other people in this industry, and especially men who I think are underrepresented in bariatric surgery. So this was lovely, and we just thank you for joining us.
Hannah, Steph, thank you so much for
Amazing.
having me, and again, keep up the amazing work.
Thank
Your
you.
messaging is perfect.
Thanks, and
Love
thank
it.
you everybody for listening. And Steph, like always, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Hannah. Thanks, Rob.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.